Shalom, Kala Yimla Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, who I learned this truth from, and salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect. Coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Basically, I'm gonna share something I found that's pretty interesting, dealing with Esau. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this image here. Okay, this is from a Facebook post from a doctor called Rajat Kandari. Alright, and it says right here, as you see, I'm going to read the thing first. It says, the pigment of the skin responsible for the darkening of skin, hair, and eye color is called melanin, which is actually, goes back to a god, right? I believe Melanus. That's a Greek word, but melanin gives our skin its color and also protects it from the sun. Different types of melanin pigments are present in our skin or in our body, and the ratio in which they are present produces different skin and hair colors. Eumelanin is a dark pigment which is dominant in black and brunette hair. People with a high ratio of eumelanin have darker skin tone. A lighter pigment found in red and yellowish hair is known as pheomelanin. People with high ratio of pheomelanin produce less eumelanin and thus have a lighter skin tone and are more prone to burns after sun exposure. And this just shows you, just a little something interesting to show you that the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles on down, they were right, that you Edomites, so-called Caucasians, you're not white, right? You're actually different tones of red. You're really red. And that goes back to Esau, which Esau is Aisha, which means to waste away, right? You're wasted of your pigment. And that's exactly why Esau, as soon as he was of age, he got with Canaanites, which is some of the darkest nations on the planet. Right, but this is just a clear example of it says it's really brown, right? Brown and red, and that whole color thing that Esau made with white, black, yellow. That's all divide and conquer with a guy named Johann F. Blumenbach, which was a German Teeman. Okay, and these Teemanites, they studied a lot of things, and they came to certain conclusions, and they found out certain truths, which then they turned into lies, right? Because that's something that they have to know in order to know the truth, or in order to tell a lie, you got to know the truth. All right. So this is Luke 16:8, and the Lord commended the unjust steward, because he had done wisely, for the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Who's the children of light? The Israelites, starting with the elect. So the children of this world are wiser, okay? Because these Edomites, right? The word wiser, phronimos, which means intelligent, wise, right? Prudent, mindful of one's interests. So when you look up that word intelligent, pretty interesting, late 14th century, the highest faculty of the mind, capacity for comprehending general truth. So they know who the Israelites are. They know, they know who they are. The top elite do. That's why their name is Rothschild, right? Which means, Roth means red. Rothschild, child means shield, right? But the word shield is interchangeable with child, right? So, that goes into them being red, the children of the red, or children of Edom, because Edom is Adawam, which means red, right? It says they comprehend general truths because they study, right? It says 14th century, faculty of understanding, comprehension, from Old French intelligence, and directly from Latin intelligentia, or intelligentia, which means understanding, knowledge, power of discerning. Now, what was the serpent in Genesis 3, he was more subtle. Right? That subtlety goes into discerning. Right? That was pretty much it on that word, you know. And like I said, as the scripture says, not me, Salakia, as the scripture says, the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of the light. And this is red letter, right? So this is Yahushua speaking, right? So these devils, that's why I said the Temanites, they do all kinds of experiments. And like I always bring up, I always bring this up because it's very important that after World War II, you had a thing called in America called Project Paperclip. What was Project Paperclip? Project Paperclip, that was the Americans scrambling to gather as much of the SS scientists as they could because of what they were working on, and they wanted to continue that work in different states under American names and forged identities, living in suburbs, and some of these people, they were experimenting on the pain tolerance of a person, and a lot of them came to Canada as well, which is not known. A lot of them came to Canada and they started experimenting on Gad. A lot of runaways. So after World War II, that's what, the 40s, mid-late 40s, you have, you kidding me? These Gadites were still in residential schools. So they, the runaways, they ran away. Well, guess what? You're never going to find them again. Right? But that's a whole nother different topic. But the point is, the Temanites, they always were, as the scripture says, the wise men of Teman, and they're the wise men of Edom. So the Russians were also trying to scramble for them as well. as so-called wise as the Russians are, they were trying to scramble for the Temanites. Trying to get them as well, because they understood, these guys were working on some serious things. Right? Look at German engineering, man. Look how many cars come from there, right? And we're talking about the old school, nice, Mercedes and BMW. We're talking about from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Right after 2004, 5, they started going to shit. But that's German engineering, right? Volkswagen is another one. I think Volvo, right? So that's the wise men. And that goes into the scripture here as well. This is Ecclesiasticus 22:19. He that pricketh the eye will make tears to fall, and he that pricketh the heart maketh it to show her knowledge, man. So that goes into them pricking pricking the mind, doing all them experiments, having people in the labs, and like I said, they would do all kinds of mad experiments with the Gadites, with the documents that I read years ago, right? They would see what kind of pain tolerance, just all kinds of madness, all right? So they actually pricked your mind to see, okay, when is the brink of insanity? When is when is their initial trauma? When is their breaking of the mind? When all kinds of these things, right? So, but I wanted to bring that out just to show you, right? This is simple information, right, on you Edomites. And these are the two nations that were in the womb. As it says in Genesis 25, 2 nations are in thy womb. Well, the Most High separated them, right? So I hope you're edified. Kahalal Yimla Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and Kwame Sharala. Shalom to the elect.